Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So on the channel, you've heard me say on numerous occasions in regards to features rolling out through Windows Update that Microsoft is pushing out new features gradually. So they are on a controlled feature rollout, CFR. And the problem with a CFR, though, is that it has left users confused about when they will receive new features after installing updates. And a classic example of this is with the new Windows 11 Start menu. In my case, I received this Start menu about 2 updates after Microsoft first started rolling out the Start menu. So it does leave users confused as to when they are actually going to get features. And if you find yourself, like me, wondering when you're going to get a feature, then just to let you know that it does seem now that Microsoft is going to be working on improving its feature rollout system. Now, just a bit of a recap. Microsoft's controlled feature rollout, CFR, gradually pushes new features to devices based on compatibility and stability. Obviously, that's through using Windows Update. And it typically starts with the optional bug fix C release updates that roll out towards the end of every month. And if we head into our update history, as an example, our last update, 5079391, that included, I think it was 7 new features, just as a simple example. And then those features and fixes and so on become standard in later releases. As an example, the next month's Patch Tuesday security update that rolls out on the second Tuesday of every month. So that's just a bit of a recap in case you're unaware what CFR is all about. But the problem with CFR, controlled feature rollout, as I have mentioned, it's creating a frustration because in practice, people install updates expecting new features. As an example, I post a video saying it's got 20 new features or 7 new features. But with Microsoft, they say that those 20 or 7 new features, depending on the update, are rolling out gradually. So people install updates expecting new features, only to find that those features are then missing because of the controlled feature rollout. And even bug fixes are rolling out slowly using a CFR in some cases from month to month, which does leave users unsure when issues will actually get resolved on their devices. So you get the point. CFR is not optimum. And there's also no clear way to track rollout status or predict when a feature will reach your system. But as mentioned, with all that out the way, Microsoft is working on improving its feature update system. Because if we head over to X, Microsoft is slowly, it seems, starting to recognize these concerns, where Marcus Ashe, who leads design and research for Windows, has confirmed on X that Microsoft is working toward giving users more control over feature rollouts. Because if we look here, the question was one thing that needs to change is CFR, controlled feature rollout. Marcus says, we're also working on the CFR point. We want you to get access to features with more control over deciding what you want to see. At Area Updated is our product expert and will share when improvements are coming to WIP, Windows Insider Program. And the Area team, in case you are unaware, is known for managing update controls in enterprise environments and is now contributing to the consumer side of things in regards to Windows updates and controlled feature rollouts. And as I posted late last week, Microsoft has put forward a team that is going to possibly be able to fix Windows 11. And I'll leave the video for that link down below and in the end screen. The team that Microsoft wants to fix Windows 11, check the video out for more info. So basically it seems with all this going on that the broader goal is to improve transparency and allow you to decide how and when you receive new feature updates and new features rather than relying entirely on what Microsoft calls an automatic controlled feature rollout. Now, according to a post by NeoWin. There's a section in the post which I totally agree with, and this is my take, I think, in regards to how I see how Microsoft should move going forward regarding new features rolling out. And I do agree with this statement made over in that post. Personally, I think that Patch Tuesday updates should be reserved primarily for fixes, performance improvements, and security updates, while feature updates should be maintained by any changes made to the UI or the UX. So as an example, if Microsoft is making a performance improvement to File Explorer, it should be a Patch Tuesday release. But if Microsoft is rebuilding components of the UX, it should be reserved for an H2 feature update, as in a feature update rolling out in the second half of the year. Now, when I started this channel about 5 years ago, we used to get H1 updates and H2 updates, which would include new features. And then Microsoft stopped that and started pushing out what they would call in moment updates. I don't know if you can remember the moment updates, especially with version 23H3 had a good couple of moment updates, and then Microsoft started pushing out new features with optional updates using CFR as mentioned. And I also feel that rushing to push new features in monthly updates can have negative effects as well, such as the lack of time to properly test and validate new features, just like we've seen with the latest optional update, which Microsoft has pulled. So obviously it was released too early. I'll leave the video for that linked. I've posted on that earlier today. So interesting stuff. So according to that post over on X, Microsoft is wanting to give you more control over Windows 11 feature rollouts. And as I say with Microsoft, only time will tell, but good at least that it has been mentioned over on X. But let me know your thoughts down below. Always interested to hear your take on what you think Microsoft should do going forward in regards to CFR. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.